Hello, people. My name's Georgia. I have a story of my own about my crazy mother-in-law and sister-in-law. I thought you guys would like this since it has lots of drama, with a hint of revenge. So I decided to tell you some gossip about my life with my in-laws. Me and my husband Leo are a two-person family right now. We are approaching our mid-30s but haven't had kids yet. I guess it truly is a bad thing not to have kids by 30. At least that is what my mother-in-law and sister-in-law always said. My mother-in-law Paula is one of those people who is expert at making others do what she wants. She can be extremely manipulative and demanding of everyone. While she is easy on her daughter Alicia, Leo and his father John have the short end of the stick. Paula has always been on our butt about having kids. She always said, "When are you two having kids? I'm getting tired of waiting." Paula, we just got married last year. We want to be properly settled before planning our future. We will need time. That is not acceptable at all. You guys should have kids right now. I know you're holding your womb hostage. Leo for sure wants to be a dad. Mom, what are you saying? It was a joint decision. We both want to advance our careers a bit before we have kids. We have to be sure that we're capable of having kids. All this is nonsense. Taking care of children comes naturally. It is not good enough excuse for you guys to not have kids. Now that I think about it, it's actually pretty funny. Paula's own words could come back and bite her in the butt. Back then, neither she nor I knew it. Paula never stopped blaming me for not giving Leo kids, as if I was the one who didn't want kids. Alicia, too, joined in on the fun and gave her own opinions. She said, "It's such a shame Georgia can't give you grandchildren. How can someone be so cruel? She's getting old and won't be able to have kids after this. Georgia is such a horrible daughter-in-law. I have no idea why my son decided to marry her. I'm sure she's blackmailing him to not have kids." Georgia, what is your problem anyway? Are you infertile or something? No, Alicia, I'm not infertile, and even if I was, it is rude of you to talk like this. Don't tell her what to do. Alicia's right about everything anyway. She is my only hope now. I'm sure she'll give me the grandchild I always wanted. Paula was right about that one. A few months later, Alicia announced to everyone that she was pregnant. While Paula was super happy for her, me, Leo, and John were not that thrilled. You see, Alicia was 20 back then and not doing anything with her life. No job, no college, not even a plan for the future. All she did was sit at home and gossip with Paula. So when she announced her pregnancy, we had doubts about how she would take care of the baby. When we expressed our doubts, both Paula and Alicia reacted badly. It's not like we told her to give up the baby. We simply encouraged her to start being more serious about her future. We said, "Alicia, now that you're pregnant, you should start thinking about your career. A baby is a big financial responsibility. You need to be prepared to deal with everything." Why the hell would I think about that? Being a mother is my career. I don't need to do anything else. Since I will have full custody of the kid, his father will pay me money. The father will just pay child support, Alicia. The money will be for the child. Besides, it's not just a financial aspect. You need to start being serious about life. A child is a lot of responsibility. That's what I've been telling her. Alicia, you need to stop being so lazy. You need to be ready to take care of a baby. It can become taxing since you don't take your responsibilities seriously. Apparently, that was the wrong thing to say. Paula and Alicia erupted into anger at our words. They took it as a personal attack. They said, "Dad, you should help out with my finances. I'm just 20 years old. I can't dedicate my whole life to a child. I'm too young for that." Absolutely. Don't worry, Alicia. Me and John will take care of you. Besides, Georgia stays at home all day anyway. She can help with childcare. It's not like she has anything better to do. Yeah, that will teach her how to be a good parent in the future. She sure needs the training. I was pretty stunned at their words. I had no idea why they thought I would agree to babysit a child when I knew nothing about it. Besides, I worked from home and took care of my household. In no way was I sitting idle and doing nothing all day. Back then, I had no idea what trap they were setting for me. I simply thought saying no would do the job. Well, I was wrong. Months passed and Alicia gave birth to a beautiful boy. Baby Andy was born, a pretty healthy child. Everyone in the family was elated. We were all very happy with having a child in the family. Paula was exceptionally happy to have a grandchild, and Alicia was proud to have the first grandchild of the family. However, soon it all became very overwhelming for them. Alicia was losing her mind just a mere week after Andy was born. This girl had no idea how much work a newborn comes with. John and Paula helped as much as they could. However, a mother's responsibility is always more. Soon enough, Alicia was regretting having a baby and started to shift all responsibilities to her parents. The problem was that Alicia and Paula also tried to make me and Leo take over a chunk of childcare. She called us and pestered us to watch the child. Since Leo worked long hours, they couldn't press him as much. However, they pretty much drove me crazy. They said, "You need to take care of Andy more. Poor Alicia is always tired of looking after the baby. Georgia, you should be helping out. Don't be so lazy and selfish." "Andy is a few weeks old, Paula. I do not know about taking care of a child. I have already told you that. Even Leo is the same as me." "Leo has work, so he gets a pass. You stay at home and do nothing. The least you can do is look after Andy in the morning. That way, I will have time to live my life a little. Every woman would want to look after a child. It's their job. You're being purposely difficult because I had my first grandchild." "Absolutely not, Alicia. No offense, but you are the one who chose to have a child. Paula and John help you out plenty. It's not my job to take care of your son." "How dare you say that? You are the aunt, and you should look after Andy. Alicia is just a young girl. You're old enough to look after a child. Don't give excuses." No matter how much I tried to make them understand, they wouldn't listen to me. In their eyes, I was a bitter old lady who would rather lounge around than take care of her nephew. I was getting pretty tired of their persistent bullying. However, I had no idea that things would get much worse. One day, I saw that I was added to a strange group chat. It was only me, Paula, and Alicia. I thought that it was really weird that they would add me to anything. I mean, it's not like we were all best friends. Then, the texts started to come in and I knew why I was in the group chat. They said, "Hey, Georgia, I was texting you to tell you that me and Mom will drop off Andy with you tomorrow. You need to babysit him till dinner." "You have to be kidding me. Andy is a newborn. You can't just leave him with me. I cannot look after him. I have work, plus I don't even know how to take care of a baby." "Well, I don't know that either, but I manage. You'll manage as well. I'll be at your house bright and early." No, I will not agree to this. You can't just leave your newborn with anyone at this stage. I'm not agreeing to this. "Don't be a jerk, Georgia. My daughter is exhausted from looking after Andy, so we will go have some fun tomorrow. She is a young girl and needs her share of fun. You cannot deprive her of it. Now stop arguing because it won't work. We will drop off Andy with you tomorrow." No matter how many times I said no, they kept pestering me to accept. In the end, they stopped replying to my texts entirely. I was offended and pissed at the fact that they wanted me to be a standby parent. When I showed Leo the texts, he tried to play it cool. He said, "Don't worry about it, Georgia. I'm sure Mom and Alicia got your message. They will arrange something else." There is no way I'm taking care of a newborn, Leo. If they show up, I will turn them away. I can promise you that. Of course you will. None of us are qualified to take care of a newborn. Mom and Alicia won't be that stupid to force this on you. They are tired and must have spoken out of desperation. Leo tried to calm my fears, but for some reason, I was still anxious. With the experience I had with Paula and Alicia, I knew they would try and con me into caring for Andy. I really hoped they had gotten my message and dropped the topic. They did read my text, but never replied. So I was pretty anxious about what they were planning. The next day, my worst fears came to light. That morning, I was going through my usual routine. After Leo left for work, I stepped into the shower to take a warm bath before starting to work. After I was done, I came downstairs to have some food, but when I went to the living room, I heard the cries of a child. Immediately, I was alarmed. The sound was coming from the front door. In my mind, there was only one way there was a child at my door. I went to the door and opened it. What I saw made my blood boil. Andy was crying in her car seat that was right on my driveway. Immediately, I took Andy in and kept him in the living room. It was freaking 100 degrees outside, so he must have been out in the sun for a while. I was furious. Andy didn't even have a diaper bag or formula with him. I had no idea what I should do. First, I called my neighbor who had a child. I begged her for some formula so that I could feed Andy. My neighbor understood my situation and came to give me some formula. She was the one who fed Andy and calmed him down. While she was with Andy, I decided to check the security cameras. Lo and behold, Paula was ringing the doorbell once and leaving Andy in the driveway. I was beyond mad. I called her to get to the bottom of it. When she picked up, I said, "Why the hell have you left Andy in my driveway? The child was out in the heat for at least 10 minutes. What is wrong with you? Where is Alicia?" "You need to calm down, Georgia. Alicia's with me. My poor daughter is tired of being with the baby, so I took her out for a fun day. We will be gone till dinner." "What? But what about Andy? He can't be here all day." "You need to take care of him now. Alicia is tired of looking after Andy. She needs a break. You are the aunt, so you better step up and help out. You sit at home and do nothing anyway." "You cannot do this, Paula. You are insane. This is child abandonment." "Don't be so dramatic. You're clearly at home and can take care of the child. Andy is not abandoned at all." "Listen to me, Paula. I never signed up to take care of the child. You didn't even inform me when you dropped him off here. You and Alicia need to come back immediately or there will be consequences. We are already at a nail appointment. We have way too much planned today. Don't be a witch. Now, I'm going to hang up and turn off my phone so that we can have some fun. Bye." Saying that, Paula simply hung up on me. I was shocked by their irrational behavior. Alicia had also turned off her phone or blocked my number. After 15 minutes of trying to reach them, I was fuming. So I decided to make them face some serious consequences. First, I called Leo to put some sense into his head. When he picked up, I said, "Leo, your mom just dropped off Andy on our doorstep. She didn't even call me, just rang the doorbell and left." "What? Mom did that? You have to be kidding me. Where is Alicia? Did you call them?" "Yes, I did call them both. They're together and left for a nail appointment. They demanded that I take care of Andy. From what they said, they won't be back till the evening at least." Oh my God. They have gone freaking crazy. What do we do? "I'm going to call the police, Leo. They have abandoned their child on my doorstep. If we don't teach them a lesson, they will never learn. What they did today was unsafe and highly inappropriate. You're right about that, Georgia. Fine. Let me try and reach them. If they don't answer, you can call the police. After hanging up, Leo did try to reach Alicia and Paula. The calls never went through. Paula had only left him a message saying that I needed to stop being a witch and look after Andy. Leo was furious and told me to call the police. That started a chain of events that Paula or Alicia never predicted. I called the police and they were at the house in no time. After shaking them all the security footage and text messages, they called CPS and took the baby into their care. I knew that the police tried to get in touch with Paula and Alicia. Since they switched off their phones, the cops were forced to contact John. John did call me immediately after the police got in touch with him. He was at work and was forced to drive to the police station to get the baby and talk to the cops. When he called me, he said, "What is going on, Georgia? I got a call from the cops that Paula left him at your door." I'm extremely confused. Paula and Alicia are not picking up my calls either. Alicia and Paula left Andy on our driveway. I think Alicia was in the car with her. It's 100 degrees outside. Paula just rang the doorbell and left. I was in the shower and didn't even hear it. I found him when I heard him crying from my bedroom window. Shit. This is insane. I don't know what has gotten into them. Paula told me that you agreed to look after her. I had no idea she would do this. I would have stopped her. Hell, they left the child in this heat. I am sorry for calling the cops, John, but what they did risked the health and safety of Andy. He could have had some health consequences from being too long in the sun. What if I hadn't heard him? Georgia, you didn't have to apologize. You did the right thing. None of this is your fault. Don't worry. I have put up with Paula and Alicia's behavior for a long time now. I think it's time they have some punishment. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry. John hung up the phone and I could tell that he was pissed. Hell, all of us were, actually. Not only did I feel enraged at Paula for crossing my boundaries, but also at Alicia for casually abandoning a child. I may not have a child, but that doesn't mean I'm not worried about Andy. I would have gladly taken care of him if I was free and if he literally wasn't a newborn. Paula and Alicia pushed me too far, and now they would face the consequences. The day went by and Leo returned home from work. Just as we were about to have dinner, Paula showed up on our doorstep. She was literally pounding at our front door and begging to talk. When we opened the door, she fell on her knees and started to cry. She said, "Georgia, please tell the cops that you lied. Tell them that there has been a misunderstanding. They already arrested Alicia for child endangerment and neglect. They'll take me too once they find me. Even the CPS has gotten involved. Alicia will lose the baby. Please don't do this." Both of you belong in jail. You have absolutely no problem abandoning a child. Now you are here begging for mercy. I put up with your boundary-stomping acts for so long. Today you crossed all limits and put a child in danger. We thought Andy was safe. You would have looked after him. I knew you wouldn't turn away a child, so I thought I could just drop him off and leave. This wouldn't have happened if you had just agreed to babysit. Stop blaming this on Georgia, Mom. You have some nerve trying to justify your actions. You left a baby out in this heat wave. You are a monster. Georgia is right. You belong in jail. As for Alicia, I am sure her ex would be a much better parent than her. She deserves to have Andy taken away. Don't say that, Leo. John has already told me that he won't help. He doesn't even want me in the house anymore. He's threatening to leave me. All of this can be solved if Georgia just talks to the cops and says that it was a misunderstanding. Paula kept crying and begging us. She wanted me to go to the cops and say that it was a misunderstanding, that it was my fault everything happened. Leo was getting extremely pissed, and so was I. Leo then threatened to call the cops to take her away. She got scared and left. In the aftermath of the police call, Paula was ultimately arrested when she tried to flee from the city. She was promptly put in jail, just like Alicia. No one from the family wanted to help them out. Even John said that they need to deal with their mess. Alicia was forced to give the cops her ex's information so that they could have the baby placed with him. But since he was out of state, they gave us Andy temporarily. John agreed that this would be the best solution at the moment. Andy stayed with us until his dad flew here the next day. He brought his lawyer so that they could get emergency full custody of the child. Paula managed to get bail for herself and Alicia, but they had no place to go. John kicked them out and told Paula that he would file for divorce. Since the house was in his name, they couldn't stay there for now. The duo came to us for help, but we didn't even open the door. Later, they managed to stay with a family friend. However, she only gave them a month to stay, so it looks like both Alicia and Paula would have to get jobs. It seems unlikely that Alicia will get anything more than just visitation for now. She's unemployed with no place to stay. CPS won't allow her to keep the baby, and neither will the courts. Me and Leo have both blocked their numbers, so we are currently staying away from the drama. Only the future will tell what comes out of this. However, we are sure both Paula and Alicia will have way more trouble than they have now.